So hello everyone, welcome back again to our channel Coder Circuit. This is Saurabh, and today guys we'll be completing up the experiment number 10 of Azure DevOps VTU Lab programs, and today's topic is creating build pipelines in Azure DevOps. Okay guys, in the last video we had completed the experiment number 9, which was introduction to Azure DevOps, creating an Azure account, then creating an organization, and also creating a project. This we have already done. Okay, so this one will be about experiment number 10 dedicated to that, and we'll be learning how to create build pipelines in Azure DevOps. Okay, that is the agenda of today's video. Okay, so before starting, I would like to request all of you, as usual, to please like and share the videos with your friends and family, and also at the same time, if you like the content that we are bringing up, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon, because that will help you get notified about the latest updates. Okay, so without any more ado, let's get started. And today what I'll do is, guys, I'm working on the manual also, so I'll be very soon uploading that. My plan is within around 3-4 days, let's get over with the experiments, that is 10, 11, 12. Then within a short span of time I will be releasing the manual also. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's get started with experiment number 10. And also I'll do one thing. I'll give you the prerequisites that you'll be needing. So for the timing, I'll write them in Paint. First thing first, you will need a Maven project. Okay, it should be a dynamic web project. Okay, and it should be Eclipse based. Okay, the project should be in Eclipse, and the IDE, as I said, it should be a IDE for web and Java developers. In normal Eclipse you cannot do it. Why Eclipse IDE for web and Java developers? I will tell you the reason. The reason is we need to generate a WAR file. Okay, WAR file, that is, it is a web application archive. Just like we had a jar file, we have seen that a lot, right? In our DevOps learning, jar is a Java application archive. Okay, so in this case it will be a web application archive. So let me increase the size a bit. I think this will do fine. So as I'm saying, you should have a Maven project, which is a dynamic web project, that should be in Eclipse. Because why am I telling this? In IntelliJ it does not support dynamic web projects, or else you can also deploy a jar file, that is also fine. But I want to show you a simple web app that will be added in our build pipeline. Got it? So what we are doing is, we are trying to create a Azure build pipeline by using what? Azure pipelines. Fine, as you can see in the PDF, if building a Maven or Gradle project, we'll be using a Maven project. If you want, you can use a Gradle project also. But rather than being tricky, we can use a Maven project. Will be very simple with Azure pipelines and integrate the code repositories, example GitHub, Azure repos. After that, we will run unit tests and generating reports. Okay, fine. So let's go back. As I said, we are trying to build a Azure build pipeline with the help of Azure pipelines. Okay, for that, very important, you should have your Azure account logged in. Azure free account should be this should be ready. And also, as I showed you in the earlier experiment number 9, you should have the parallelism access. This is mandatory, then only you can go ahead with this experiment. Okay, so as I said, Maven project, it should be a dynamic web project, and it should be in Eclipse. Okay, and the Eclipse IDE should be for web and Java developers, not only for Java developers. Then only you can create a dynamic web project. Okay, because we will be exporting a WAR file, and this WAR file will be our web application that we will be deploying to the build pipeline. And also for the experiment number 11 and 12, we'll be deploying this to the release pipelines. Okay, And as I said, WAR is called the Web Application Archive, similar to JAR, which is the Java Application Archive. Okay, and after that, what we will do, this Eclipse project, Eclipse Maven project, which is a dynamic web project, will be hosted to GitHub, or it will be pushed to GitHub. Okay, and this we will connect to Azure and we'll create a build pipeline. What will it do? You should understand what we are going to do. That's why I'm writing all this, so that you can start the experiment with the knowledge that, okay, we are going to do this in this experiment. Okay, we'll create a build pipeline using this Azure pipelines.yaml file. Okay, we have seen a lot of YAML files by now in our Ansible and all. Okay, this will do, and let me just add it to the dictionary. Fine. And what we will do, what is our target? We will actually, let me also add this to the dictionary. Fine. In our target folder, we will have a WAR file that we will actually deploy into where? We'll deploy it into image, Ubuntu image. Say, suppose the latest version of Ubuntu that will be given to us in the cloud by Azure. Okay, this is our target. This WAR file we will deploy to Azure cloud. Any image you can take, we will take the Ubuntu version latest. Okay, this I will show you. This is our target. Okay, so let's get started once again. So as I said, let's go to Eclipse and show you my project. I'll go to Eclipse, and here you can see this is my web app. This is the project. And also guys, I want to tell you one thing. If you want to see this web app working, you will need one more thing. Let me write it down also. Here I will tell you, you will need Apache Tomcat. Any version 10.1 or above is okay. Here you can run that, so that in your local host you can view the web app. Okay, this web app I want to view in my local host. Okay, I have taken the port number 8081. By default it is 8080. Okay, because I will tell you the reason. My Jenkins was using 8080, so I changed the port for Tomcat to 8081. Okay, this should also be there. So this is my project, and here if I show you in my source folder, and you can see this is a Maven project. Why? Because we have a pom.xml file and index.jsp is the file. This is a simple dynamic web project, guys. Nothing rocket science about it. I will give you the repository link also. Don't have to worry. Okay, I'll open that. See, some HTML is there, and then a very simple body tag with some data. Okay, I'll show you by running it. Right click. I will run on server. See, run on server, and automatically it is running here. See, it opened. Let me close. And if I show you by maximizing the console, you can see here, this is the port number 8081. By default it will be 8080. I changed it to 8081. If your Jenkins is not running in the backend, you can just leave it to 8080 also. Doesn't matter. Okay, now I'll go to any browser and write localhost 8080. Okay, 8081, sorry. Okay, I'll press enter. See, right now this is not the WAR file that we are looking for. That's why it is saying Tomcat is installed, no problem, but it is not able to generate my WAR file. So what is the name of the WAR file? I'll show you. The WAR file name is, if I just show you here, in my target folder, you can see there is something called mywebapp.war. This is the one. See, if I zoom in, then you can easily see that. See, this is mywebapp.war. Okay, this one I want to run. I'll tell you also how to generate it. Okay, don't have to worry. Let's go back, and I'll just say a /, my web app. It's already there. So I'll just see my web app and press enter. See, this is a simple web page where if I click on this, it will redirect to our YouTube channel. That's all. Okay, that's the agenda actually. So this is deployed here. The same thing I want to deploy in the build pipeline in Azure. Okay, so that is our target. So hope you have understood this. What we are trying to do is we have a simple web application. See, this is the WAR file of that web application, and then I have actually seen that in my Tomcat server by running, and I have showed you the output also. That same WAR file I will now deploy in the release pipeline in Azure. Okay, and for that you need to have this in your GitHub also. This whole code should be in GitHub also. So what I will do is I will just close this by using this button. See the red color terminate option. I'll click on this, and now the server will be gone. It will be stopped. Okay. If I go back here to localhost and if I just refresh, see, it doesn't exist now because I turned off the server, right? So it will not work now. I'll close this now. So that's fine. I hope you've understood. Now the point is you have to export this web app.war, this one. Initially you will not have it. So what you do, you will go to your project, right click to your project, and there is an option called export. Guys, I am making the manual also. Everything in detail, all the steps will be here. Don't have to worry. Okay. Extract a WAR file. Got it? And you have to browse and go to exact location of your project only. Okay. I'll browse and see this PC, new volume D, Eclipse, and target folder. It should be in the target folder only. Always remember the YAML file that you create in Azure DevOps. You will have to have the WAR file or the jar file in a Maven project. You always know that, right? The web application archive or the WAR file and the Java application archive or the jar file should be there inside the target folder, because Maven or your Azure, anything, whenever you write in the YAML file, it will search in the target folder only, the artifact. This WAR file is actually an artifact. It will be searched here only. So I'll just save. See, got it? Here in the target we are doing this. I can finish, but I already have it, so I don't want to do it. It's as simple as that. I'll cancel that because you can see in my folder I already have that target, my web app.war. Okay, makes sense? So that's why I'm saying once you have generated this, now after that what you do, you open your project in the inbuilt terminal in Eclipse. Right click, you can see show in terminal. Any terminal you want. I can use git bash. I just want to show you one thing. I just want to show you that my project is actually hosted in GitHub. So what I'll do, I'll just say git status, press enter. You can see on branch master, your branch is up to date with origin master. That means I'm connected to GitHub, right? So if I want to see, I'll say git remote show origin, press enter, and see this is actually my GitHub URL. I'll just copy this, copy, and let me clear the screen, go back to and press enter, and in the browser I'm just going to that repository. You can see this is my repository, guys. Okay, now this, as I told, let's go back to Paint where I have written this. The project, the dynamic web project DWP, should be pushed to GitHub. It is already done, and then connect to Azure. Now guys, I hope everybody knows all the git commands to push the repository to GitHub. Yes, right? So I hope you remember all the commands. If you don't, then go back to the previous videos and learn that. Okay, I hope till now you have followed what you have done. After that, let's go back to my URL, GitHub. This repository I need to connect to my Azure account, okay, in the Azure project. Now I have Azure in a different tab, so I'll open that. So here is my Azure projects home. Okay, you will also have this. See, I showed you here, right? And remember that last 9 number experiment we had created this project, DevOps VTU Lab. Okay, and I will again repeat one thing. Go to the organization settings and see this thing, very important. Always see this thing. Go to the settings and please disable this too. Disable creation of classic build pipelines is automatically blue. It should not be blue, it should be off. Okay, and also disable creation of classic release pipeline, this should be off, as I'm telling you. That means the toggle, it should be like this as it is shown in the screen. Okay, and also go to parallel jobs and you should be seeing something called Microsoft hosted free tier one parallel job up to 1800 minutes per month. Whenever you have got this, then you are ready for experiment number 10, 11 and 12. Otherwise, you will not get it. Because that's why I told you to sign the parallelism form. Okay. That you know by experiment number 9. So after this, you can go back to your organization and go to your project, DevOps VTU Lab. And if you want to write a description, well and good. If you don't want to write, no problem. And as I said, initially, I had explained a detail about all the UI links that we have here. The most important thing for us is to create pipelines. Okay. In this experiment, we are creating a build pipeline. In the next one, we'll create a release pipeline. Okay. So here you can see pipelines. Click on that and it will be empty. Okay. It will be empty. So create your first pipeline. You have the option. Guys, everything step by step I have also added in the manual. It is taking a little bit of time. So give me at least 2-3 days. Within that, it will be coming. Okay. So I'll just click on create pipeline. Automatically, it will ask you one thing. Where is your code? See, it is asking you. It can be in Azure repos. In Azure, we have its inbuilt repository also. Okay, by default, Git is the version control tool, but the Azure has its own repositories. Either you can add it here also, or else, in our case, where is the code? Our code is in GitHub, and you can see it says YAML. Okay, the third one, guys, please remember, third one. Click on this. If you are doing it for the first time, it will ask you to authenticate your GitHub profile. Okay, it may ask you your username, password, do it. If you have already added, then it will show you all your GitHub projects here. See, I can see all my projects here. Got it? So this is the project that I am interested in. Saurabh Sarkar Coder Arcade / my web app / Azure DevOps. If I go back to GitHub and show you, then only you will understand that. See, my web app / Azure DevOps. This is what I need. Okay, so I'll just click on this. Click on this. Okay, and I'm using this in lots of other pipelines. Doesn't matter. I'll just close this and I'll close this also. Okay, see guys, automatically it created a Azure pipelines.yaml. See, and it has some previous tasks from my earlier pipelines. So initially, let me explain all the things. The trigger is the master branch. In some cases, it might have a main branch. It will automatically come back. Okay. And you can see, as I told you in my paint window, see, we will try to deploy it into a Ubuntu image of the latest version by using cloud. Okay. In the Azure cloud. So this agent that we are using is actually given by Ubuntu. It is not our system. It is somewhere in the cloud. Whenever Azure has any access to any image, there will be lots of services running in Azure, okay, in the backend. Whichever is free, it will be given to you whenever you are trying to deploy this WAR file. Okay, so now we'll go back here and show you something. See, the trigger is master and the pool or the virtual machine image is Ubuntu latest. If you want Windows, you can write down Windows. If you want, say, for example, what to say, any particular selected version of your operating system, you can write down that also, doesn't matter. And say steps, you can see the task is Maven at the rate 3, that means the Maven version is 3, and Maven pom file is pom.xml. Maven options, this will come automatically. Okay, maybe the JDK version will be different, you can change it to 17, and JDK architecture is 64 bits, and published JUnit results is true. See, we have been talking about JUnit results, right? Go back here, you can see running unit tests and generating reports. If If your project has any tests, they will also be run automatically in that cloud machine. And after that, let's go back here. Goals, package. Why package? Because we are building a WAR file. That WAR file we need here, right? That's why. So this command is mvn package. Got it? And these two tasks might not be there in your case. You might have only till here. Okay, you might have only till here. These two tasks that you see here will not be here. So I'll delete that. Let it be. Let me show you how to bring them back again. Okay, our first task is to copy some files. Okay, so just remember, this is a very tricky part, and it's very handy to know how to work with the YAML file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my cursor after package, and I'll just click on this option. See, show assistant. Click on that, and I need to copy files. So I'll say copy files. And you can see the copy files option has come. Click on that, and you don't have to write anything in the source folder. In the contents, what kind of file are we going to copy? We are trying to copy a WAR file. Okay. After two dots, you can see I will write / one more star, then dot WAR. That means any file with WAR extension should be copied. Okay, where do you want to copy? In the target folder. Okay, so how do you write that? There are some environment variables that you have to know about. Okay, so if I click on that I button here, you can see after the target folder, you can see an I button. I'll click on that. You can see there are lots of variables. There's variable options. I'll click on that and open a new tab just to show you what kind of variables are there. See here, there are lots of variables, predefined variables. This is a very famous variable, build artifacts dot staging directory. The staging directory for Maven is the target folder. That is our target. Okay, where will you find this thing? I'll show you again here. Go back. Hover over this, you can see something like this. Dollar symbol with build artifacts dot staging directory. See, this is what I'm talking about. So I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. Okay. Done. I pasted it here. And then don't do anything. Just click on add. And see the magic, guys. As soon as I clicked on add, the task came here. This is one task that we added. Now next thing is your cursor should be here after the end of that task. The second one is I need to publish the artifacts. Okay. So I'll just write publish artifacts. And you can see publish build artifacts option is coming here. I'll click on that, and this artifact name can be dropped, doesn't matter. It will be in Azure pipelines. Nothing will change. This came automatically, you can see build artifact dot staging directory. Okay. And I'll just click on add. See the magic here, guys. See in this portion, just see when I click on add after this. Okay. Keep the cursor here again and click on add. And see guys, publish artifacts @1, path to publish is this staging directory, artifact name is drop as we saw there, and publish location is container. What does the meaning of container be? Container means the cloud Ubuntu system that is allocated to us by Azure. There it will be deployed. Okay, not in any system that we have. It is not running in my system now. It will run in the cloud now. Okay, now you can just save this pipeline and run now. I'll click on save and run and see what happens. And you can see commit directly to the master branch. No problem. And set up CI with Azure pipelines. This is the message. You can write any message, doesn't matter. And I'll just save and run. Saving, and it is creating a pipeline. Let's wait for some time. Yep, you can see, guys, here is a job that is queued. I'll click on that, and you can see automatically it has started. You see here, this agent cloud does not support more specific information, no problem. And it is searching. See Ubuntu latest. Okay, and job parameters and all. It is trying to do all the things. Let's wait. See, starting the job. Automatically all these things will be done. All Maven commands, version, everything it is checking. See, you can scroll down and see what and all things are going on. Okay, so it did that. Yep. See guys, the job is finished. Okay. Only when everything is red, that means you have successfully created the build pipeline. Now, how do you validate that? I will go to my Eclipse and show you something. What is the file that we have here? This is my project and this is the WAR file, right? My webapp.war. This is the one. I'll go back to Azure and see this area. I'll just go back and automatically see one very important thing now. This says a green tick, set up Azure pipelines, CI with Azure pipelines. We have created a build pipeline now. Okay, and please carefully see one thing. It was started by me. That's why my name is coming here. And if you see one more thing, this is a warning, guys. Don't have to worry. The Maven version is 4 right now. So 3 is deprecated, but still it is using, no problem. And you can see the job was successful, no problem at all. I showed you that. And I'll go back and show you a very important thing. You can see related work. We published one artifact, right? The webapp.war file from my Eclipse from GitHub has come here. If I show you, see, I'll click on this and see drop was the name, remember? In the target folder, I have the my webapp.war. Understood what happened now? I'll give you the sync again. Let me just write it down here again. So from Eclipse, I had a dynamic web project where I had a war file. Okay, where did I had? I had it in the target folder. Okay, that war file was to show you the website, whatever I created. Okay, after that, what we did, let me just drag it a bit up. This project I pushed to GitHub, and then from GitHub I connected to Azure. Okay, from Azure I created a Azure pipeline .yaml file. Okay, and via the YAML file, what did you do? We actually copied some files. Copy files we did. What was the file? It was a file like this. It was, right? Remember, */**.war. Okay, this war file was copied, and then we saw that it is called an artifact. Whatever you produce from a project, whatever you produce as a output or a file, for Java application it is a jar file, for web application it is a war file. This artifact actually we deployed. Where did you deploy? In a image. The image is a VM machine, VM image, okay? What was that name? It was Ubuntu latest. Okay, this was given by whom? This Ubuntu latest was given by Azure. That is by the cloud service provider. Got it? So now you are not using your system. Everything is in the cloud. You have deployed your application or the web application archive into your cloud by using the Azure pipeline. You have used the Azure pipeline. If I show you here, we have used the Azure pipelines, this one. Okay, let's go back. Let me write it down here. Azure pipeline. Okay, makes sense? Got it? And then that's how we have created a build pipeline. Okay, makes sense? This you should remember. This is very important. So this, guys, finishes off experiment number 10, build pipeline. Okay, any doubts, anything you don't understand, please let me know. Get back to me in the comment section. I'll be very happy to clarify all those doubts. Okay, and guys, one more thing. Might look a little bit intuitive and maybe a little bit confusing, but I've tried to make it very simple for you to understand. Even if you are in Ubuntu machine also, the same steps you will have to do. Okay, either if you don't want to create a dynamic web application, no problem at all, you can deploy a jar file also. In that case, what you will do, you will have star star slash star jar, not a var. That you can try. But I recommend you can use my GitHub account, my GitHub, but you cannot directly have access to my GitHub. What you do, the GitHub repo that I have, you can just fork. There will be an option called fork, and go to fork and fork it into your own GitHub, your GitHub. Okay. And there, when you fork that, what will happen? Just a moment. Yeah. When you fork that, give a name, a particular name to that. Okay, any name. Okay. So it will be slash in your GitHub. It will be slash some repo, MVN repo, something like that. Any name you want, you can write. And based on that, what will happen? You will get your GitHub URL now. That URL you can connect to Azure and you can complete the experiment. Okay. But otherwise, if you want to create your own dynamic web project, no problem at all. Okay. But I will give you the link of my GitHub. You cannot directly connect with that because you will need access. So better use the fork option to fork my repository into your GitHub, and then you can continue with the same steps. Make sense? That is how it is. Okay. With this, we have completed the experiment number 10 and created a build pipeline. Okay. Hope it is clear, guys. Thank you for watching. Any doubts, anything, please comment them in the comment section. I'll be very happy and glad to clarify all of them. And if you really like the content, guys, I'm telling you once again, please, again, I'm telling, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon, because that will help you to get notified about the latest updates in our channel. And also, thank you for supporting. I hope you'll be supporting us in the long run, and thank you for being with us. Okay, I'll very soon come with the experiment number 11 and 12. Okay, stay tuned. Thank you. Till the next time, this is Saurabh signing off. Bye bye and happy learning. Thank you.